got a couple extra days of rest. We are underway in a Minnesota Viking color matchup here. The Leathernecks in the purple, the Bison in their yellow jerseys. If you look at the starting lineups for each of these teams, Bowden Skunberg gets into the lineup, the Jamestown native, in replacing Grant Nelson. Cruiser goes right up with Borisic. Cruiser had two monster games on the road. Nearly double-doubles in both, 25 and 10. As Sandage brings it back for Western Illinois.
Yeah, Cruiser elevated his level of play on the road, and this team needed that. He had struggled the prior conference games and really broke out on the road. They're hoping they can have that consistency at home as well.
This is Tamel Pearson, who Greg was referring to, did not play on Thursday, and he gets the opening 2 points of the game.
Yeah, both teams pounding it inside early, going to their 6'10 bodies, and Western Illinois able to convert. Both teams man-to-man. There you're going to get a foul on Carius. He had a heck of a game Thursday night in Grand Forks. Young man can score in a variety of ways, as quick a release as there is from behind the arc in this league.
All Summit League second team last season. Transfer that came in from Monmouth, as Greg mentioned, Rob Jeter has done this through the portal. 9 different transfers on this Western Illinois roster.
Yeah, and they've got some versatility, some size, some length, and some explosiveness.
Jarius Cook with a three that's way short there. Sandage comes up with it.
Yeah, I don't know if Masner got a piece of that or not. Cook typically doesn't miss that badly.
Barisic guarded there by Skunberg. Backs him in with a hook. The left-hander is short. And Skunberg comes up with the board.
Well, nice job by the smaller Skunberg. Nice find underneath.
Edey open and scores the first two.
But Skunberg defending the bigger Barisic without fouling, playing physically.
Now Griesel's turn on Barisic down low. Croatian native with the jump hook is good on the baseline.
Well, you see, they're going to go right at the mismatches. With Nelson out, Skunberg's certainly a smaller fifth starter in there. Western Illinois is showing their hand early. They're going to pound this thing in the paint against smaller bodies.
Cruiser stripped there by Masner, who got his hand in there to knock it away.
And that's where Cook's got to be yelling at Cruiser when his defender starts dropping down and Cruiser has his back turned. Teammates have to communicate. You can't give those possessions away.
Nice backdoor there, but Skunberg, who Greg has mentioned our previous broadcast, his defense has got him into the lineup the way he's been tenacious on that end of the floor. The offense has always been there for Bowden. Edey able to knock that away and force a turnover.
Great switch by Griesel and Easy, forcing that turnover, as you mentioned, Dom.
Griesel working on Sandage. Tough shot there. No, and the rebound to Masner.
Well, there you see North Dakota State. They're going to find mismatches too, but it's going to be an Edey, a Griesel against smaller perimeter defenders.
Boy, Pearson just laid a heavy screen there on Skunberg. You see his head jolt back. The jump there from Barisic. Can't get it to go. Griesel the board. 4-2 Western Illinois. Just over 3 minutes gone here in the first half. Cruiser will take the dead on three. Can't connect. And the rebound to Tamel Pearson.
I was just going to say, we were watching basketball in the 70s, Dom. Nobody had taken a three. They were just pounding it into the paint.
Bison could not miss from three-point range Monday night at Denver in a game they never trailed. They got to a 10-0 lead. As Sandage with the three, no, and the rebound comes to Griesel. Edey there guarded by Pearson.
At Western Illinois, you talked about Rob Jeter assembling this level of talent. They're expecting a top four finish as Cook rolls one in.
Jarius Cook glides to the basket and scores and knocks this game up at 4.
That's what you like about the growth of Jarius Cook. You know, a dangerous shooter from behind the arc, but he realizes they're going to close out aggressive. Those opportunities to penetrate will find him.
How about that from Masner? Full of fadeaway, knocks it down.
Well, you talked about in the pregame, Masner has shown. I mean, he just along with Sandage, this guard duo is extremely capable of putting big numbers up.
Edey will try it. Corner three, no, and Masner skies for the board. Leaves his Carius, quick release, short there, and Skunberg and Cruiser both went up for the board. Griesel in transition, lost it off the his own shoe there, and Masner comes back for Western.
Yeah, just an uncharacteristic turnover by Griesel. Got a little careless with the ball.
Carey a stop and pop there. Couldn't get it go. No one blocked out Barisic, but he couldn't get the rebound. And Cruiser is there.
Rob Jeter's not going to like leaving those opportunities on the
Nice
floor.
look there to Edey, but he can't finish. Boy, there's a lid on both the rims right now. 6-4 our score. Barisic will try the three. Is in and out. And Cook the rebound.
Well, that was a good recovery by Pearson, getting back and contesting Edey at the rim with his 6'10 body. He turned and said, hey, I need a breather. He was out, might have lost some conditioning when he was kind of getting his way back into game shape.
Skunberg ran out of real estate, leaves it back here to Cruiser, down to 8 on the shot clock. Now he's got to put it on the floor with 5, down to 4. Got to do something with it here. Fade away, banks it in.
There's little old school Dom, fade away off the glass.
Knots this game up at 6. Underneath is Carius. Tough move there and scores.
Carius, I really see him as an all-league guy. I think he was preseason first team, and you can see what he can do. He can put on the floor deadly from behind the arc. That didn't knock one down yet, but he will during the course of this game.
Cruiser short there, and that tells you the kind of player he is. With the level of players we know that's back in this league, be voted preseason all-league first team, tells you exactly what kind of player Western has here, number 25.
Exactly, and the depth of talent they have. When you talked about 4 guys in double figures.
Master way short there, though.
Yeah, 4 guys averaging double figures, but they don't have a ton of depth. I think they would hope they'd have a little more.
They only played 6 on Thursday night in Grand Forks. That was with Pearson out. Griesel able to knock it away. Look at the hustle there from Edey to come up with a turnover.
Yeah, those are the plays you need, your tough upperclassmen. And I'll tell you what, we're getting down. This has been nonstop action.
Yes.
Got a few timeouts coming up and a lot of bodies at the scorers table.
We got a hockey line change coming up here at the first media break. Cruiser spins, gets this back out. Edey will take the 3, short.
Boris would say that loss at home to Oral Roberts and the loss at Omaha, really kind of hard to understand for this Western Illinois team.
Jackrabbits at 5-0. Had an impressive win Thursday night against Omaha, setting the pace once again of the Summit League. Look at that move there from Sandage. And there's the foul. I was going to mention to you before we had that stoppage, when the players have that sense of continuity of got 7 minutes without a whistle, they get a sense, okay, this is how the game is going to be officiated today.
Yeah, I think you get a feel. I think you get an understanding. I think these officials have shown, hey, we're going to let you go because there's been a lot of action in the paint. This is one of the few fouls that's been called. I think Willie Guy gets called for it. But you also see the emphasis of both teams. Pound the paint. Let's get high percentage looks and maybe some kick out threes.
Sandage hits the first and gets the roll on the second. He had 17 on Thursday night in the win over UND.
Well, Sandage really arrived late last season. There you see a missed 3 from Willie Guy, but really kind of showed his level of improvement. Has never been removed from the starting lineup since.
He's tenacious out there. Look at the minutes, by the way. Carey has played 39, Sandage played 35, and Masner played 37 on Thursday. As Masner drives and scores, he's got an early 4, and Western now up by 6. I was going to mention, that's a quick turnaround. Thursday night, I know young athletes, the Saturday afternoon, just something to keep an eye on when Western played that many guys.
Well, it is, like you say, the minutes, how will that factor in? And having Pearson back helps ease some of that minute load, but late in this game, North Dakota State's that's where they have to kind of say, listen, let's use our depth, let's pound these guys and make it wear on them late in this game.
Guy, Harden, Hayes, and Strite have checked into the line.
You down and beat you down defensively. So, and you better be ready. And Dave Richmond talked about it in the pregame with Logan. Is what you have to do as a coach right now is prepare for the unexpected. Don't let a disruption in routine throw you off. Expect adversity to happen.
Clearly happened here. The Bison eked out a win in Omaha, but lost Grant Nelson in the process. Had to play then Monday, thinking they're going to play Thursday. That game didn't happen, and now know full well that they're going to try and get both those games in. We know the South Dakota game is going to happen at the end of January.
Yeah, and I give the Summit League credit for saying, listen, these kids come to school to play these games. Let's make sure we find a way to allow them those opportunities.
Dixon tried to fight for the rebound off the miss from Masner. Griesel thought about it, kicks it over Guy. Another three-point attempt. That one again off the mark. And Dixon flies in there for the rebound. Out of bounds and some miscommunication there. How about Hardin Hayes forcing that? It'll be Bison ball.
And those are the little things that may not show up in the box score, but Hardin Hayes brings that energy, that toughness. There he steals a possession for North Dakota State just by being heady.
Cruiser, the baseline, in and out there. Rebound to George Dixon, the senior from Milwaukee.
That's a good look for Cruiser. I mean, those
He's had a couple of those.
Yeah, so those are some high percentage looks that he typically will knock down more often than not.
Both teams struggling from the field early on. Dixon trying to back down on Cruiser. Goes up with it and draws a foul.
That's a tough one. I thought Cruiser did a decent job of keeping his hands high. I don't know if you got to kind of reach in before Dixon got into his shooting motion, but he did kind of drop his arm down there as Dixon made his initial move.
Bison shooting 21% from the floor, Western at 35%. Let's check in with Logan.
Thanks, Dom. Speaking of Malik Hardin Hayes, I was able to catch up with Coach Richmond before the game, and he said that Malik looks like the Malik that he saw freshman year. He's playing with high energy and high confidence. Now, something that he said that I love is that he's not playing comfortably, he's playing uncomfortably, which means he's being aggressive on defense, and Dom, he's not afraid to take those shots.
Certainly we've seen that early on here over the last two games from Hardin Hayes.
No question.
Nice look there to Skunberg.
Excellent job dissecting the Western Illinois through a 1-3-1 zone at North Dakota State. Great patience. Excellent find by Skunberg.
Biden just 2 of 9 on their last from the field here. Dixon left open. Trying to work off a screen from Borisic. Now working on Cruiser. Balance and the foul. How about that? From Dixon, just decided to clear out, taking himself and scores.
That's exactly what he did. This is the old NBA, just backing your defender down into the paint, kind of forcing that contact. Cruiser's got to head to the bench now with those 2 first half fouls. Griesel also coming out. Now we got to see Strite, whose minutes continue to grow. He's going to have to come in and produce, and then Dave Richmond's also going to probably go with some smaller lineups.
Second foul there on Cruiser as we're halfway through the first half. As of course now Jeter will put Pearson back into the game. And right before we came on the air, right in front of us here at the scores table, Andrew Morgan and Grant Nelson are standing in front of us, and that's just a tremendous length that's not in the Bison lineup. It's not going to be for a little bit either.
Exactly, and like you say, Cruiser goes out. Nice take by Bowden. Skunberg playing with confidence. But you talked about it, Dom. I mean, that, right now, Western Illinois 6'10", 6'10", 6'7" across the front line.
How about Masner goes right back to the cup and scores.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Start there from Trenton Masner.
Yeah, Rob Jeter has this team prepared. They are a downhill team against North Dakota State. They're getting into the paint and letting everything happen from there, and they're doing it multiple ways, backing down in the block and off the bounce. Masner's really gotten to the rim a ton.
Hardin Hayes is way short there, and the rebound to Masner. India Shoes own this series. They've won 17 of the last 18 games with Western. As Masner with a 3 is good. How about the start for Trenton Masner with 9?
Tell you what, Rob Jeter's got to be ecstatic about Masner's level of play. He's been one of his more consistent producers. You can see why. He's done it in a variety of ways.
Western up by 9 as Skunberg's floater is off the mark. Borisic with the rebound. Brief break for Griesel. He's set to come back in with Jarius Cook at the next whistle. Carius trying to back down Willie Guy. Carius off balance, shot, good to go.
That's the thing. Dave Richmond will seldom run a second body at people in the paint. You can see the mismatches that Western Illinois is really using to their advantage at this point.
Hardin Hayes with a 3 is good. Desperately needed basket there.
Little discussion with the Western Illinois bench after that 3 went through. That never happens in college athletics, Dom.
Edey giving up a couple inches here, not just a couple on Borisic, who uses his strength to get him off the block and score down low.
I thought it was defended well by Edey, and I think Borisic really got away with that, extending that left arm early in his post move. Officials let it play on.
Kicked out. Guys missed his first couple, missed another one. 0 for 3 from three-point range. Masner the board. Turned it over though. Skundberg comes up with it.
Great job, transition defense, getting the stop.
Skundberg back out to Guy here. 7:45 remaining first half. Western up by 10. Edey will take the three. That one, no. Strite tried to punch the rebound. Did do. Harden Hayes who scores.
Excellent job by Strite. Knew he couldn't come up with it, but saw a teammate and got a hand on it and tapped it to a much-needed basket for North Dakota State. Western looks impressive early.
How about the awareness, though, from the freshman Strite? Only
Absolutely.
playing his 5th game to tap that loose.
Absolutely, and that's one of those things that doesn't necessarily show up. But I'll tell you what, Dave Richmond appreciates it.
Barisic, boy, he's been all over the rim, but just couldn't get a couple to go. That one off the mark. Bison down 8 as Skundberg again takes it. Cano straight there for the putback and score.
That's exactly what David Richmond wants. Lineup. A little full court pressure for the Bison.
Well, we saw Strite come in the first conference game here against UND, and he made an impact in that game. Obviously, that was with Andrew Morgan's injury. Morgan got hurt here about 6 weeks ago against CSUN. Nice on the back door, but Sandage can't finish, and Harden Hayes in there for the board.
Rob Jeter's going, I can't draw it up any better. There, Skundberg gets a catch and puts his foot on the out-of-bounds line. Boy, we see that a ton with that three-point line moving out just a few feet or a few inches.
Let's check in with Logan.
Thanks, Dom. Yeah, Richmond said that he loves the way that his team is playing. He actually told them, great job, guys. Keep playing with this urgency and keep pushing and keep up this mindset for the remainder of this first half, Dom.
6.5 remaining first half as Harden Hayes went for the steal on Carius and is going to be whistled here for a foul.
That's where Malik's got to maintain a certain level of discipline. He was on Carius's back, and Carius knows how to post people up. And don't get a ticky-tack foul when you really don't have a chance to get a hand on the pass.
Edey going up with Barisic here. Up and under. Barisic scores. Boy, that was a tough shot.
It really is. And Edey defended him very physically.
Right there, right?
Yeah, very physically. Just the length of Barisic up and over the top. Western Illinois continues to take advantage of those mismatches inside.
3 from Edey. No, the Bison ice cold from three-point range. Now 1 of 11 from beyond the arc. Nice look from Masner inside. Pearson up and under scores.
Well, just smart play by Pearson. Got the catch, gathered, and realized Edey was on his back. Used the rim to kind of clear the defender away. Nice, easy finish.
Just like that, the lead is 10 as we're under 6 minutes to go in the first half. 29-19, Western Illinois. Riesel looking for some sort of real estate here.
Great job defensively by Carius, keeping his hands high.
Cook goes right to the basket and scores.
Yeah, nice recognition by Cook again. That's the second time we've seen him get into the paint.
And that's been there, Greg, as this is kicked out. Barisic will try the dead on three. Is good. How about the big man? 6'10", Luka Barisic knocking down the three, and he's got 9.
And he hasn't been great from behind the arc, but he's taken plenty of them and knocks a big one down there, and there's another turnover, Western.
5th turnover of the half for the Bison as Western now up by 11.
Well, North Dakota State fans are seeing something that's different. This is not the Western Illinois team that people were used to in previous years.
That's a 3 in the corner. Carius knocks it down. Western Illinois up by 14 in this first half.
And that's the thing. They're a top 30 team offensively in the country, and you can see why. Just a variety of weapons. They can score from all over the floor.
Boy, some big possessions here for NDSU as we're down to 4.5 remaining in the first half. Edey, can he finally knock one down from three-point range? Maybe that'll get NDSU going. Just the second 3 made of the day. 2 of 12 now is NDSU from three-point range.
And they have struggled, but at the same time, I think they've been smart about still attacking the paint and letting those things come on kick-out, those threes come on kick-out passes.
Pearson up against here with Griesel. Tough shot, and Pearson scores. And without Cruiser in there, Western taking advantage of its height down low.
And this is the thing about North Dakota State. They won't double in the post. They seldom front. So you're going to have to live with the catches.
Another turnover as Masner comes up with a lost the handle on it, gets it back and scores.
That's a heck of a play. And there's it's 3-4 feet farther out. We can't let them get it in that comfort zone and then just 2 dribbles back us down and score over the top of us.
Rocky Cruiser comes back into the game here with 3:50 remaining in the first half. Remember those 2 fouls that he picked up about 7 minutes ago as he is short there. Got his own rebound, goes right back up short again. And Barisic comes up with the board.
Yeah, short arm that offensive rebound stick back. A little frustration, but he's got to hang in there, keep his head up. He's had 2 good road games, and he knows he's capable, more than capable, of going off at any time.
Step back, Masner, 3 is good. Holy cow, what the start here for Trenton Masner.
How big does the rim look to him right now, Dom? Turns the corner, a little step back, and Skundberg gave him all the separation he needed. He buries the 3.
Griesel drives and gets the roll. A much-needed basket there to cut it to 16. Masner with 14 in the first half for Western.
And right now, the issue is on the defensive end for North Dakota State, and there you got to have Griesel getting tangled up.
Was with an arm bar there with Barisic.
But to Griesel's credit, he's making an effort to force that catch a little ways out of the paint, away from the paint.
Griesel will sit there. That was the 5th team foul on NDSU. Edey trying to stop Barisic down low. Fade away from the big man. No. Rebound to Willie Guy. Gets this to Jarius Cook. Cook was waiting for Edey to cut through. Cruiser with a dead-on 3 is good.
Great find by Jarius Cook. Sees the trail man and Cruiser. He steps right into that. It's going to have to continue to happen on this end of the floor for North Dakota State if they want to continue to close this gap.
There's a quick 5, 42-29 with 2:20 to go. Masner there, stolen away. Skundberg comes up with it, leaves it for Guy. Over to Jarius Cook with a 3. Good!
Great held side defense last time down by Willie Guy. Great vision, stance, got a hand in it and forced that turnover. Those are the little plays that allow this gap to get closed.
Bison crowd trying to get back into this game as now NDSU once down 18, got it to 10. It's where there are 2 minutes to go in the first half. Barisic guarded there by Edey. Hook shot, good.
It's just, they get forever and a day because they know they're not going to see a second body, and they take advantage of it.
Guy with an offensive foul. Carius takes the charge.
Yeah, Carius, good stance, good vision. Established himself, and Guy a little bit out of control. Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, Guy's the guy is the one who initiated the contact, even though Carius was still moving.
Still moving, yeah.
It was still
people
legal.
are going to see that.
Yeah, yep, I agree. But it's still legal guarding position,
right,
and that's what matters.
Jadrian Flores comes into the lineup for Western. He started in Pearson's absence on Thursday in Grand Forks. That one too strong there from Barisic. Rebound to the Bison and Griesel with a head of steam. Stripped of that on his way to the basket. Last touch by the Leathernecks. It'll stay with NDSU. That one went straight up into the air.
But you can see, I think Dave Richmond says, let's get out and go on these guys. We talked about, make these minutes add up for them and keep pushing them.
Cook on the baseline. No. Flores in there for the board. The lead is 12, 44-32 with 1:20 to go in the first half.
And if you're Western, you want to get quality possessions. You don't want NDSU to go in with too much momentum at halftime.
Look at the wide open there for Masner to score.
That is just too easy. If you're
16 for Masner.
Yeah, if you're not going to go under, that showman on the screen has to stay in a little bit longer with that ball handler until his teammate can recover.
They had gotten to 10. Western with a quick 4 here as Griesel drives. And a foul going to be called on Carius.
Well, that was just Griesel, a little change of pace. You could see he was kind of hesitating, and like he was going to pull up, and then he puts that shoulder down, and Carius was out of stance. Good foul call.
That was the second on Carius, so he'll sit probably for the remainder of the half. Don't want to pick up a cheap third foul here with 52 seconds remaining in the first half. Edey drives, stripped of that, got the put back and scores.
Well, heads up play by Edey. I think there might have been some contact, but he didn't hang his head. He stayed with it. Stick back, cuts it back to 12.
About a 12-second differential here between the game and the shot clock.
Much better job that time by Strite of sitting out and waiting until Skundberg could recover on the screen and roll.
Griesel trying to work on Barisic, who backed him down and gets the roll. Luka Barisic with 13 first half points.
Well, I'm telling you what, Dom, I mean, if you're Rob Jeter, do you go away from that?
No way.
Not until things change. It's just, It has been their bread and butter, and they have turned it into 48 first half points.
Down to 5. Edey drives and an offensive foul.
Still 3.5 seconds here for Western Illinois, and you know Rob Jeter's saying, listen, if we can get a shot up, I want it. Here you see the replay, and good job by Flores defensively. To be honest with you, he beat Edey to that spot.
3.5 seconds. Masner races up the court. Will launch at the horn. That's up.
You know, just almost 60%. They've got to find a way to string some stops together, Dom.
Underway here in the second half. Western Illinois with a 14-point lead, trying to snap a 7-game losing skid against the Bison. As Barisic takes it right away, short with the hook, got his own rebound, puts it back up, no, and a foul there as they're going to get Pearson going over the back.
Well, if you're Rob Jeter, you're saying, I'll take that every time down the floor. I mean, Barisic was still able to back Griesel down and got the offensive rebound, went 0 for 2, but that's a quality possession if you're Rob Jeter.
Cruiser goes inside. Griesel glides out of control there, too strong, and Masner at least stepped out of bounds, but is able to come up with the board.
Yeah, that was a tough take. Degree of difficulty, just not what you want if you're Dave Richmond for Sam Griesel.
Pearson from the foul line, good. And mentioned him, he only had 6 points as well in the first half.
Exactly, and Dave Richmond has said we're going to sag off of Pearson and use Rocky Cruiser to try to clog the lane up a little bit. Well, that time Pearson says, fine, I'll take that as an insult, and I'll bury this mid-range.
Cook can't get it to go. Pearson with the rebound. The lead at 16 as they go inside at Carius. You got around Skundberg and drives and scores.
Well, and that was a timing play by Western Illinois. Excellent pass because Skundberg was trying to get to a front on Carius, got caught going around. The pass led him right into the scoring opportunity.
Griesel fell. Held ball, and possession arrow says it stays with the Bison.
You just don't see much rhythm for North Dakota State offensively, Dom, and that's something that you have to give Western Illinois some credit for.
Western got going midway through the first half and has not looked back since then. Pushing now the lead at 18 points here. Griesel scores down low to give NDSU its first 2 of the second half.
That's a big basket for North Dakota State, but you look how hard North Dakota State is having to work to get those opportunities,
yep.
You know?
Pearson, that was blocked there. Looked like Cruiser got a piece of it.
I'll tell you what, Griesel did a great job defensively that time, forcing Barisic out of his operating area and not allowing him an easy catch.
Edey off balance, scores. Tough shot there. Tyree Edey's got 9 to lead everybody for NDSU.
And you'll see NDSU still use Edey to go right at Sandage in the painted area.
52-38, Western with the lead. Just underway here in the second half. Pearson guarded there by Cruiser, an offensive foul on Tamel Pearson.
And that's when Rocky Cruiser with 2 fouls, he knew I've got to be fundamentally right. And so what he did is he keeps his hands tight to his body, and Pearson is the one who's initiating that contact and creating separation.
You saw the elbow extended there.
Yep.
9 out of 10 times that's going to be called by the referees. Chance to get this back to 12. Cruiser hook. No. Edey skying it for the rebound. Back to Cruiser.
Those are the plays. Tyree Edey. Nobody puts a body on him. He creates a second shot opportunity, and Cruiser gets this crowd into it.
The lead at 12 on the big thunder dunk there from Cruiser. Barisic shuts everybody back up, though, with a long 2.
Well, how good has Barisic been this game?
Man. Transfer from UTSA. Cruiser trying to answer back with a 3. Can't get the roll. Pass to the board. Don't leave Carius open. He'll knock that shot down. Barisic there, guarded by Skundberg. Just back it in, off the hook there. Trying to go off the glass, but couldn't get it to go, and Skundberg has the board.
That's a decent job by Skundberg, defending without fouling, and that's what you want to do. Is I think Barisic had to take that jump hook from about 6-7 feet. little outside of where he's taken most of them.
Skundberg on the skip pass for three is good.
Great find by Edie. As you mentioned, throws the skip pass because Skundberg's defender sitting in the paint. Quick release. Much needed three for the Bison.
Fifth made three of the game for NDSU, just shooting 31% from three-point range. Masner with a high arcing shot is good. What do you say about the game he's had?
He's a heck of a player, and Griesel
trying to find it to Edie, caught up there and stripped away. Sandage got in there and took the ball away from Edie.
Just active hands by Western Illinois defensively, and just some missed opportunities for North Dakota State. But you have to credit this Leatherneck team defensively. Nothing coming easy for North Dakota State.
Next stoppage will be the media timeout here. The lead is 13, 56-43. Western got up by 18 here as that one turned over from Masner. Skundberg waiting. He'll take that three. No. And the rebound to Carius.
I don't think it's a bad one. You got the transition, maybe a chance at an offensive rebound, but Skundberg was thinking about shooting that thing the entire time.
Carius will take it. No. And Griesel comes out of there with a board. 5 minutes gone in the second half. How about this time from Cook for three? Yes, for Jarius Cook.
Yeah, you got some guys that can pull up and knock that down wearing gold uniforms. A nice find by Griesel and Cook with confidence.
Now the lead at 10. NDSU has not been able to get this to single digits since late in the first half. Pearson there before they come back home on Thursday.
Yeah, getting a W fixes a lot of ills at times.
Right off the inbound to Dixon. Carius with a three. No. And here's a big rebound for Skundberg and a possession for the Bison to try to get this to single digits.
Yeah, good recovery by Guy that time to get out and at least contest, make Carius feel him.
Cruiser trying to work off that screen from Guy. Kicks it over. Harden Hayes, corner three. No. And the rebound to Dixon.
That's a good look for Harden Hayes. He's knocked more than his share of those down.
Bison at 6 of 20 from three-point range today. Really a struggle after 2 solid games from three-point range on the road at Omaha and Denver. Guy got to be whistled there for a foul. Let's check in with Logan.
Thanks, Dom. I was able to catch up with Western Illinois' head coach Rob Jeter at the end of the half, and he told me that he likes the patience that his team is playing with and the way that they're sharing the ball. He reminded them to keep in mind that the pace of the game, he said you need to know when to speed it up and when to slow it down. When it comes to Trent Masner, he said he's going to keep pumping the ball out and shooting those threes until someone gets right on him, Tom.
This team averages 80 points a game, so they're right on pace, if not ahead of it right now.
Yeah, they are, and Rob Jeter's he's assembled a heck of a talented group.
Like you mentioned earlier, for people that watch Summer League basketball, this is not your mom and dad's Leathernecks here. They're better, and they've already showed it early on in the season as Griesel scores off balance. And the Bison have trimmed it to 8 here at 56-48 with 13 and a half remaining.
Griesel a little frustrated. I think he wanted the call on that one, but hey, it's been a physical game the entire time, both ends of the floor.
Borisic and Cruiser going up. That's way too strong there from Borisic, who wanted a foul. And Cook comes out with it, and the Bison have a chance to cut this to 5. Cook with the three. Short.
That would have been a big one for North Dakota State. I thought Cook had a little hesitation in that release. Not the same confidence we saw him shoot it with from the other side last few trips back.
30% from three-point range for the game. 7 minutes gone, second half. The lead is 8. Western is led by as many as 18 as Masner will try the three. Yes, right on cue.
Well, just great job of screener action. They run Masner off that UCLA cut and goes out and sets a flex cut screen and then sets a back screen, and he's wide open, and they're going to get
Borisic on the foul there.
Call. Yep.
Cruiser's already playing with 2 as he drove strong there to the basket.
And that one, you look at, there's contact. We've seen a few, earlier, but Borisic doesn't even really have his feet in front of Cruiser at all. I think Cruiser had most of his upper body past Borisic. That's an easy call if you're the official.
Freshman Josh Streit is set to come into the game here. The next whistle.
And that's going to be ideal. Streitel. They won't let Cruiser get his 3rd foul, and then they've got another media timeout coming up. So he'll probably get 2.5, 3 minutes rest. And you want a guy that You want him to be as fresh as possible so he doesn't get a lazy foul.
Cruiser averaged 24.5 points on the 2 games on the road in the wins at Omaha and Denver. He hits both free throws there. He's got 9 on the day, and the lead is 9 at 59-50.
And this is the end of the floor. This is the end of the floor. If you're Dave Richmond, I have to believe he challenged his guys to say, "Listen, we have got to make things difficult for Western, and we're on the half court defensively."
Well, they've got him down to 53% shooting now for the game. It was at 60 to start the half. Masner, right to the basket and scores. What a night here for Trenton Masner. 23 points.
Good looking player, Dom. Just so versatile. And you've got to get out and defend him because he can knock down the 3. Oh, boy.
He's had the steal there. Cook in trouble. Tipped away by Masner. Edey, how about that save? Gets it back. Arden Hayes in trouble there. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Griesel's got to put it up here from the baseline. Tough shot there, short. That's a shot. 8 came out of the Southland Conference here to the Summit League, and boy, he has not missed an opportunity to make an impact right away for Rob Jeter's team.
I agree, Dom, and he fits in well with his team. He does a lot of the little things. He's not a one-dimensional player by any means, and you watch him, extremely heady on both ends of the floor.
Already a career high, Greg, now, and 22 was a previous high. Now 23 is a career best for Masner as Borisic scores down low.
Again, that catch is just too deep. Excellent ball movement, and Borisic so smart at ducking in. Once his defender kind of turns his back, he steps in, seals, and really gets good position on the majority of his catches.
They've combined for 40 of Western Illinois' 63. The lead 13 as Cruiser tries the 3 is good.
He is just showing a high basketball IQ, and he's really been a difficult matchup for North Dakota State.
11 minutes to go in the game. 63-53, Western with the lead. After the Cruiser 3, the Bison took timeout. Carius, he's been quiet today. Couldn't get that to go. Good defense at the rim, and Skundberg comes out of the pile with a rebound and leaves it for Cruiser. Here's Edey into the corner. Jarius Cook 3, yes!
Great ball movement, great recognition. Edey with the extra pass, as you mentioned, Dom. Big basket, and all of a sudden NDSU within that double-digit gap, down by 7.
The lead was once 18. Bison now down 7, halfway through the second half. The threes have started to fall after the ice cold of the first half. Borisic again. 19 for the big man from Croatia.
And you just watch him. He feels where Griesel's at, and he felt him kind of sitting on that left shoulder, spins back to his right shoulder. Nice finish with the left hand.
Lead back to 9. Inside, here's Cruiser. He'll go right at him. Cruiser with the jump hook is good.
Cruiser's starting to heat up a little bit now and play like that guy who averaged 24.5 on that road trip.
Yeah. Cruiser up to a team high 14. The lead is 7. Carius guarded there by Skundberg. Carius off balance shot and draws a foul.
And that's just Carius. He initiated all of that contact and kind of made it look awkward enough where it was an easy foul call. Just kind of throws his body into Skundberg, and Skundberg he dropped his arms a little bit.
Carius comes in, lead of the team, 16.7 points per game. Summit League newcomer team last year as he hits the first.
They can beat you in a lot of ways, Dom. You look at their ability to shoot from behind the arc, but their bulk and their size and the ability to create mismatches in the paint has really shown itself this afternoon.
Carius hits them both. This team has been odd this season. You mentioned the loss to Oral Roberts. They lost to Omaha. They lost to St. Thomas. But, boy, this would definitely be their best win in conference play today. Remember, we mentioned off the top, they beat Nebraska to open up this basketball season. Cruiser drives, and the foul.
Nice physical finish by Cruiser, and he's maybe tired of watching Barisic just chew up NDSU on the other end. He decides to go right at him. There you see the contact on the left arm by Barisic. Great job of Cruiser finishing through that contact.
The All-Summit League player trying to take over here late in this game. Now up to 16 points on the afternoon. The opportunity for 17 is good. And the Bison have trimmed it to 6 with 9:13 remaining.
That's one thing you do if you're Dave Richmond. Go at Barisic on the defensive end. Might take away some of his energy on the offensive end.
Tough shot there from Sandage. No, loose ball rebound comes to Cook. Cook in transition. Jarius Cook to the basket and draws the foul.
I really like the recognition by Cook. I love the fact that he stayed aggressive. He looked up and saw 3 purple jerseys back, but he realized, you know what, if I just keep going, he gets into the body of Masner.
Well, we saw that in the first half. Their ability to get to the basket, they had great success, and they got away from that late in the first half.
I agree with you, Dom, and that was just good recognition by Cook, keeping the pressure on the defense and realizing, you know what, I can get there. Finds a way to get himself to the free throw line and cuts that deficit to 5.
I mentioned earlier broadcast, free throws have been an issue for this team so far. NDSU, I just put the broadcaster jinx. They're 6 of 6 at the line as Cook gets one more.
Gutsy move.
Got them both.
Gutsy move, Dom. I give you a lot of credit. That's a lot of confidence in Cook on your part.
Masner back in, and the Bison down by 4. NDSU has never led in this game. The last time it was tied was at 6-all with 14.5 minutes to go in the first half. They've got it to 4 as you hear from the Bison crowd.
Challenging this Bison team defensively. This is how they've clawed their way back into this game.
Sandage trying to set a screen for Masner. Masner, the step back 3. No, and the rebound to Griesel. NDSU with an opportunity to cut this to a 1-point game.
Good recognition by Griesel. Let's see if they get Cruiser a touch again.
Skundberg picks up, leaves it for Edey. Back to Skundberg. Down to 10. Skundberg drives and a foul.
Western defended that pretty well. They were trying to get the touch, get Cruiser a touch, but Barisic did a good job of kind of limiting that, and so then Skundberg says, heck, I'm just going to go right at the body of Barisic and draw another foul.
Just 3 team fouls on each team. That was on Pearson. Into the corner. Harden-Hayes drives, and the finish! Holy cow! Well, I saw him take off here by around the E and the Shield center on the baseline. Knew that was going to be a large impact. Crowd back into this game. 8:06 to go.
Well, and that's a challenge for Dave Richmond, is to point out the defensive end of the floor is what's going to allow them to experience success in this game.
Bison on a 7-0 run here over the last minute. Pearson down to 7 on the shot clock. Backs him down, and a foul going to be called on Harden-Hayes.
Yeah, they're going to say that's on the floor, and that was just a hard spin move. You watch him, he just throws that right shoulder, and Harden-Hayes kind of tied up with him with his left arm.
Barisic, nice move there, and scores.
Well, that's Rob Jeter saying, we're not going to forget what our bread and butter has been for the majority of this game, and Barisic has just been as consistent as you could possibly hope for if you're Rob Jeter.
21 here today. The lead is 4 with 7:14 to go. Cruiser and an offensive foul, and he can't believe it. He had gone a while without picking up number 3, and he just did.
Yeah, and that was.
Bison fans are going to be thrilled with that replay.
No, they're tough call. There's no question about that. And that's a lot of collision going on. Both bodies are banging on that. And those are hard calls to make.
Bison crowd trying to will their team back into this. They're down 4. Barisic and Cruiser once again with the hook. That's short, and Cruiser the board.
And for the most part, these officials have let that physical play go.
Griesel to the basket and the foul. What a shot from Sam Griesel.
And that's exactly what he's capable of. Will Carey is frustrated a little bit with his teammates. No help defense, and he gets hung up. Great finish in traffic, Sammy Griesel.
The Bison have relied on their two senior captains to get this back into the game. Cruiser, and now here's Griesel with a chance to make this a one-point game with 6:47 to go, and he does. NDSU, I harped on free throws against the Jackrabbits. They have not missed a foul shot today.
Exactly right. You better take advantage of those opportunities when you're playing high-quality teams. These are two high-quality teams on the floor in front of us, Dom.
The lead is 1, 6.5 to go. NDSU has never led in this game. Masner gets by Cruiser and scores.
That is a big-time finish by Masner. Just set up Cruiser and able to get to the rim and finish.
Western has had a retaliation almost every time NDSU has scored. Lead back to 3. Griesel working on Dixon. Griesel and is fouled. Dixon can't believe it.
Here he does a pretty good job, and he brings his arm down. Now he gets a ton of ball, but he gets that left hand and kind of rips it off the ball, and it's hard not to make that foul call. And as much contact as there been, people shouldn't complain too much if there is a foul being called, even though I mean, this has been a not for the faint of heart in the painted area.
No, they let him go here.
Yes.
That's the 8th team foul here on Westerns as Griesel hits the first of the 1-and-1. Griesel with 12 in the game. NDSU has made its last 6 shots. There's the first free throw miss. 1 of 2 at the line. The lead is 2 with 6 minutes to go.
And you got Masner or Barisic. Barisic on the bench right now.
Masner right to the basket. Good swat out of there by Cruiser. Dixon able to track it down.
That was a big offensive rebound by Dixon. I thought North Dakota State was going to come out of there with it. Dixon outfought him. Sandage been amazingly quiet today, but Masner has certainly picked the slack up.
Just 2 points. Look at this deep three from Sandage. Time and out, and Cruiser the board. Bison have the opportunity to take the lead. Scunberg drives, stripped away. Edey comes up with it, lost it. Scunberg gets it back. They fight for it.
Oh,
a held ball. Possession arrow says it's going the way of Western. Man.
It is. I was just going to say, there's 5:19 left. If you ever wonder why coaches have gray hair, Dom, the last 5:19 of this game is going to tell you why.
Orisic comes back in for a really brief breather there on the bench.
Well, Dixon, credit Dixon. I'll tell you what, he came up with a few hustle plays that saved Western's lead here.
Western with the ball and up by 2. 5 minutes remaining.
Cruiser on Barisic right now.
Pearson trying to clear people out, leaves it back for Carius. Back inside. Pearson got around Cruiser, up and under, and scores.
That's a breakdown right there. Cruiser did a great job of keeping the ball out of his hands. Got switched onto Pearson, but for some reason gave him an easy catch.
Griesel back with it. Waiting out Barisic and scores. Boy, Griesel's getting to the basket and getting what he wants right now.
Yeah, this is going to be the Griesel and Masner show here. We'll see if Barisic gets involved, or maybe Carius trying to take advantage of Scunberg on him.
2-point game with 4.5 to go. Masner intercepted there by Griesel. He comes up with it, but he stepped out of bounds. And it goes back to Western. He could not keep his balance.
That was a great defensive rotation. Scunberg slides over there before and allowed Edey to cut him off. Just a great half-court defensive possession, but you're not able to come away with the ball.
(73-71). Barisic with a straight-on 3. No, the rebound, and Scunberg is in there. Bison ball down 2. Fun game here this afternoon.
It really is. It really is. Skunberg out there key times.
Cruiser for the lead. No, and the rebound to Sandage.
It's a good look. But I just like Skunberg. Undersized, defending carries, but off the ball defensively he's been good on the glass.
Western up by 2 and with the ball.
NDSU switching all the ball screen action.
Look at that move by Masner and the finish. How about this game from Trenton Masner?
Oh my goodness.
The crossover and the finish on the dunk.
And he had plenty to say to Mr. Cruiser after that as well.
He's got 27. Cruiser stripped there. Sandage comes up with a big steal.
Well, Sandage has been really quiet, but there's why he's on the floor. This kid knows how to play. Hasn't had a ton of shots, but he's realized he doesn't have to. Masner and Barisic have been incredible.
Couple big possessions there for Western Illinois. Now up 4 with a big screen there from Pearson set on Masner. The fadeaway in and out. I was halfway down before it came out.
It really was. Most of the people in the stands are shocked it didn't go down. Credit Skunberg for not letting them get to the rim.
Cruiser will try the 3. No. Nobody underneath the boards there for the rebound, and Masner comes up with it with 2:40 to go, and the lead is 4.
You're fine, Dave Richmond. I know he's fine with Rocky taking threes, but you'd like to maybe have a little bit of movement. So as you mentioned, maybe can we get somebody on the offensive glass? Just some flex action right now. Back screen, down screen.
Curious with a 3. Can't get it to go. Pearson had the board and was stripped away by Cook.
Yeah, great job by Cook to not give up on that. North Dakota State needs to come away with points.
Riesel swatted. As big as the Hardin-Hayes one was for NDSU. The Masner one was there for Western, just to give some momentum back to the Leathernecks.
Completely agree in the manner in which he did it, finishing kind of around Rocky Cruiser, and there Rob Jeter not overly pleased, saying, hey, this has been physical the entire game. Let's not put everybody on the line down the stretch.
Foul there was on Flores, so it'll be 1 and 1 for Edey. That was about a 20-second breather for Barisic. Not even that in gameplay. I think he was off the floor for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, and I think I can see them every chance they get just going offense, defense. Yeah.
1 and 1 here for Edey. 9 points on the day. Gets the first free throw. Let's check in with Logan briefly.
Thanks, Dom. Yeah, Richmond knows how big of a threat Trent Maston is. He said, make sure we're talking on defense, guys. We need to stay right on him and do the best you can to not let him touch the ball for the rest of this game.
Edey was worried about both of those free throws. They both go in. He's got 11. The fourth Bison in double figures. It's back to 2 with 2 minutes to go.
We'll see if NDSU continues to switch just to try to stay in front of Masner.
Pearson with the ball guarded here by Griesel. The foul away from the ball. That's going to be the 16th foul on NDSU. That's on Edey. So Western now will be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Well, Rob Jeter was going to set up a double stagger screen for Masner just to get him a touch. Edey charged with trying to keep the ball out of his hands.
Now Edey on Masner here. Fun game here. Hope you've enjoyed it wherever you're watching this afternoon. Western up by 2. 8 on the shot clock. Carius spins on Skunberg. Carius trying to back him down. Fadeaway shot from Carius. No. And Cook the rebound.
Great job, Cook, getting in and cleaning up the glass. And actually a good job defensively by Skunberg, forcing the fadeaway by Carius.
Minute 20 to go. Cruiser the ball. Bison down 2. Cruiser puts it on the floor. Cruiser trying to back down Barisic. Here's Edey. Spins in the paint. Shot good. And they're tied it up.
Edey goes at the 6'10 Pearson with a little jump hook. Soft touch in the paint.
This is the first time this game has been tied since the 14-minute mark of the first half. We're under a minute to go. Crowd on its feet. Masner's been sensational. Does he have another one in him? Step back, Masner for the lead. No, rebound underneath, out of bounds. And tells you exactly how defensively they've clamped down in the second half.
Absolutely. They had no choice.
Barisic guarded here by Cruiser. Barisic looking for space, drives, and a foul called, and they're going to get it on Cruiser, which will be his 4th. Bison fans not thrilled about that because it's going to be 1-1.
And this is the tough one. You always wonder, well, which one of those bumps was the foul? You know what I mean? And it's a tough one. But I thought towards the end of that play, you kind of saw Rocky get his arm up underneath Barisic's left arm.
1-1 for Luka Barisic at the line. Missed it. Rebound tipped loose, and Western gets the ball.
Oh, my.
NDSU had a couple opportunities to get it, and it comes to, of course, Masner.
Right now, you've got Skundberg matched up on Barisic.
Got a 13-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Masner to the basket and scores. Trent Masner again delivers for Western Illinois, and they have the lead.
For staying aggressive.
Carius tried to go for the steal, knocked away. It will stay NDSU ball here with 16.4 remaining.
Well, this is a tougher place to take
Inbound
the ball out
right?
too, and you got to be sharp with that inbounds pass.
They get it to Edey. 15 seconds remaining. Bison down 2. Edey with it, down to 9. Edey to the basket, stripped away from it. Loose ball. Nobody has it yet. Now the
Grisel's going to inbound.
Underneath the basket. Griesel on the inbound. Gets it into Cruiser. Down to 3 seconds. Cruiser drives, and a foul is called. The inbound. Sandage intercepted, though, by Cruiser. Overtime on a Saturday afternoon here in Fargo. Knotted up at 77. Fun one here today.
Masner has been just electric with what he's done for Western Illinois.
29 points for number 5. Barisic's been quiet at the end of regulation. Pearson guarded here by Griesel. Tamil Pearson makes a nice move. Gets that back over. Barisic with a 3 is good. The big man delivers.
Yeah, big time shot by Barisic. His Cruiser was kind of dropping down to help on Griesel. Griesel actually defended Pearson very well.
Western up by 3. Griesel going to work on Carius. Griesel stripped of the ball, got it back. Hook shot, no, and Pearson comes in there for the rebound.
Well,
good look.
Yeah, it was. Actually, pretty good job defensively not to bail him out with a foul.
1 minute gone in overtime. Inside, Pearson got behind, kicks it over, Carius. Barisic, another 3, yes!
Wow, how about Western coming out, extra ball movement. Carius doesn't give up, many looks from behind the arc, makes the hockey assist. 2 passes later, Barisic with another huge 3.
Barisic has 27. That pass there nearly stolen away on the entry pass from Skundberg.
If you're North Dakota State right now, you still want to stay in attack mode. If you get a good look from behind the arc on a kick out, take it. But don't panic because you're down 2 3-point baskets right now.
Carius will come out, Dixon in. 56 points between Masner and Barisic today for Western Illinois. Cruiser, the hook, off the mark there. Western defense been tight there down low.
They have, Dom. That's good recognition. They have been sound on the defensive end.
3:15 remaining in overtime. 83-77. Western Illinois has got 6 points, both from Barisic threes.
North Dakota State must find a way to get a stop.
Open is Pearson for the flush.
That is excellent execution. Dixon pops into the high post. They were trying to front Pearson. That's how you beat it. Get the high post touch. Pearson all alone.
Griesel can't get it to go, and a rebound by Barisic. 8 points here for Western in the first 2 minutes of overtime.
And now if you're Rob Jeter, you want to work some clock. You want North Dakota State to feel some pressure offensively and shorten this game as much as you can.
Masner down to 10 on the shot clock. He drives, can't get it to go. The rebound comes out to Griesel. NDSU needs some points here in a hurry with 2.5 to go in overtime. Cruiser, he'll take it from beyond the arc, can't get it to go. Griesel, the rebound, put back. There was nobody around him, but he's short with it. And the rebound of Western Illinois.
Boy, North Dakota State has just not been able to capitalize on their opportunities. Masner missed the layup last time down.
We near 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Leathernecks are up by 8. Barisic, another three. Can't get that to go. The long rebound, though, to Masner.
And that is demoralizing if you're North Dakota State.
That typifies the day for NDSU. Just there, but not over the hump.
I agree with you. And Masner as well. Right place, right time. Game on the line.
Masner with a three. Can't get it to go. And the rebound to Cruiser.
North Dakota State still with a pulse.
Cook to the basket. No. Bison have yet to make a basket here in overtime.
That's going to put
1 of 2 at the line. The rebound, though. Sandage comes out of there. And the foul by Griesel. And Western Illinois starting to sense it here with 1:21 remaining in overtime.
Well, they are. And Sandage comes out of there with it. Dixon is the guy that kept that thing alive, worked inside, and salvaged another possession. And everything that Western Illinois needed to go right went right for them in the overtime. And I'm not saying that as any type of criticism. They made the things go right. They did the little things and put themselves in position. This is a huge, huge win down for Western Illinois and Rob Jeter.
A program that was getting everybody's attention when he was hired a couple of years ago in Western Illinois, just knowing from his success at Milwaukee in the Horizon League, automatically brings some credibility to his name as Sandage gets both of them. And here's Western Illinois about to beat the Bison for the first time in almost 4 calendar years. February of 2018 was the last time Western Illinois knocked off NDSU in Macomb.
Yeah, and it's, and you watch this. This is not an accident. This is not a surprise, to be honest with you. This is a very, very good basketball team. Don't have a ton of depth, but those 7 players that get the majority of those minutes, boy, they're versatile, they're explosive.
Just wonder, too, I mentioned how much it took out of NDSU to get back in this game.
Yep.
How much they had in the tank for overtime is that block there from Hardin Hayes.
And then Dixon comes up with another possession. It's just,
Sandage will throw it up there as the shot clock was about to expire. It'll be Bison ball here with 46.3 remaining. But NDSU's about to lose at home for the second consecutive time.
Yeah, and Western Illinois is going to sweep their road trip.
How about that?
Yeah, after kind of starting in a disappointing manner, to be honest with you, based on expectations.
Lost at St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Bison going to drop to 3 and 2 in conference play, with their next 4 set to be away from Fargo. Trips to Kansas City, Oral Roberts, then Brookings and Vermilion coming up.
And every single one of those are going to be difficult games. And now Dave Richmond's got a group that I know he'll put in position to be successful. And Masner just kind of with the icing on the cake.
The cherry on top, a 31-point performance for him.
In that big comeback, and really brought this team to life. And credit North Dakota State for battling back. Just not enough.
Edey spins and scores. That's the first 2 points of overtime. But Western Illinois snaps a 7-game losing skid.